But ultimately, I mean, this is a country that needs to be creating employment. And unfortunately, parts of our mining industry are just very old, not profitable, and prone to things such as this, where workers are ultimately being laid off.
On to this story now. Earlier on, we spoke to the South African Farmers Development Agency about the situation unfolding at Tongaat Hulett, which has gone into business rescue after years of fighting a pool of debt, which was exacerbated by that scandal, which is still in a court. The SA Canegrowers Association says 14,600 jobs directly linked to Tongaat Hulett, mostly small-scale farmers, are on the line, as Tongaat Hulett has also failed to pay them a combined 400 million rands owed to them for just 1 month. That is the month of September. To get more details about the situation, we are joined by Andrew Russell, who is the chairman of SA Canegrowers. Andrew, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. The accounting scandal at Tongaat Hulett, a situation that had very little to do with farmers, is now seeing farmers possibly out in the cold and in debt with nowhere else to go. So many jobs on the line. How did we get here?
Well, yes, I think that's the question all of us are asking. How do we get here so quickly? We are all aware of the financial woes that Tongaat Hulett has been in for several years, and the difficulty they're having in extricating themselves from that situation. But we had no idea that they were about to put themselves into business rescue, and the consequences that has had, and the potential disruptive effect that is having on growers, the farm workers that they support, and in fact the whole value chain is has potential for some severe, very severe consequences if this short-term problem is not resolved quickly.
Thousands of jobs, thousands of livelihoods on the line. The business rescue process is currently taking place. We know what happens in this unbundling process. There are people who are waiting in line, creditors who are owed money. Where do you think the small-scale farmers will be on that particular scale, as if we get to actually see Tongaat Hulett being sold in bits and pieces to pay off creditors?
Well, firstly, we are going to be engaging with the business rescue practitioners tomorrow to ask them that exact question and to emphasize the importance of prioritizing the growers in their list of creditors and how important it is that the small-scale growers, but also the large-scale growers, because without the large-scale growers, there isn't the economy of scale to get the mills open and up and running again. So it's all growers. Of course, as you say, it's most devastating for the small-scale growers because it may be a much bigger percentage of their total crop that they have delivered during the month of September and are now owed by Tongaat Hulett for that sugarcane which has already been delivered. So we're engaging tomorrow with them, and we hope to ask them those questions.
What happens now in terms of sugar production in the country? We know that Tongaat Hulett is responsible for at least half of the white sugar that we consume as a country. What is the situation that is likely to unfold if we don't find a rescue plan that is palatable to all by the time that the creditors are at the door? Andrew, can you hear me? Andrew, I don't know if you can hear me, but I was asking what the situation will actually be in South Africa in terms of sugar production, knowing that Tongaat Hulett is responsible for half of the sugar that we consume in the country. I don't seem to have Andrew back just yet. We will continue that particular conversation at a later time. I thank Andrew Russell, who is the chairman at SA Growers, for his time this afternoon. On that note, it's time to take a look at how the